everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina, and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs, crafts, and etc. Today, as you see by the title, I have more Christmas DIYs, but this time they will only take 5 minutes to make, and it is all about using these glass fillers that Dollar Tree carries all year around. But before we get started, if you are new here, I hope you stick around by clicking that big red subscribe button down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And without further ado, let's art today. Like I mentioned earlier, today's DIYs are all about these glass fillers. Now, Dollar Tree carries these pretty much all year round, but just in different colors. This one is really popular right now during Christmas time, but they carry these all year round in their baby section. For the first DIY, I am using this little planter that looks like a reindeer, and it says his name is Dexter. So cute. The first thing I saw this was definitely a Christmas DIY that popped into my head. There are other planters that they also include at Dollar Tree that they come in different animals, but I just thought this one would be perfect for this DIY. As you see here, he is a pretty decent sized piece. It is a ceramic planter, so I wanted to take him outside and give him a couple of coats using my Rust-Oleum white ultra matte spray paint. After the spray paint had time to completely dry, this is what it looks like, and it does give it a higher end look, which I love. The next piece that I'm using for this DIY is going to be this Halloween tree. I picked up a couple of these during Halloween time, even though it's still Halloween time. They only had a few of them, so I grabbed one in each color. I love this green color because it does remind me of Christmas, even though you can use it for Halloween. I will place it inside the little planter hole and add a little hot glue so the tree can adhere down into it. Now, this is where those glass fillers come into play. I want them to be little ornaments on my Christmas tree. I thought this would be really cute as in a pastel color, so I went with white, pink, and silver for this tree. Just added a little hot glue on the ball itself and then pushed it into the bristles. I continue adding those glass fillers all over my tree until I had them where I like them and got the desired look that I'm going for. This would be perfect if you are a crafter who likes to sell their crafts in craft fairs. I think these will sell so good. The last thing I wanted to do was add a little bow to my reindeer on top of their head, and that completes this DIY.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy...
Here is how my little reindeer decor piece turned out. I absolutely love it. I love how fast and quick and easy it was, but yet it's still a high-end look. I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. For my next DIY, I want to make a nice simple Christmas wreath. So I have one of these foam wreaths from Dollar Tree that I covered in a burlap that I just had on hand. Next, I will use my magnolia leaves that I had on a garland for quite some time. I bought this garland at Five Below for $5, and it has gotten me through a lot of DIYs so far. As you see here, I'm ripping off the leaves from the garland itself so that it will be easier to work with, and I will set that to the side. I wanted to add more greenery to my wreath, so I have this floral arrangement from Michael's that was on sale for a couple of dollars. I will remove all of the greenery from that and set that to the side as well. I really like adding more greenery on top of each other. It really makes your wreaths look high-end. Now it's time to assemble everything together. I make sure that my wreath is in the right direction because sometimes I start off my wreath and my hanger is off to the side. So with these magnolia leaves, they have these plastic stems on the back of them to hold them upright. So I removed each stem from the leaf of the magnolia leaves. I then take my hot glue gun and start attaching the leaves. Now I'm making sure each leaf goes in the same direction. It gives it such a high-end look, and I loved how it turned out. I will continue adding leaves using my hot glue to attach them to the wreath form. As I am attaching my leaves to my wreath form, if you are new here and haven't yet subscribed, I would love for you to do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video. And I would love for you to be part of my virtual art family. Now that my wreath is completely covered in my magnolia leaves, it is now time to attach these leaves right here. I just love the white outer edges of these leaves, and they also added some fake glitter or fake snow on top of the leaf just in the center. Once again, I will attach it using my hot glue gun. This time I'm using my Gorilla glue stick so that they would adhere to it nicely for a long time. The next set of greenery that I'm adding look like mistletoe leaves. They came off of the same pick that I purchased at Michael's, and I'm just adding it all over the wreath where it looks like it needed a little pop of a lighter green. And lastly, for my greenery, I am adding these little picks right here in between all of the other greenery as well. Now it's time to add my glass fillers. I am just using the red ones and the silver ones for this DIY. They will act as my berries for my wreaths, and I love adding berries in the sets of 3s. So I will continue adding those using my hot glue gun to attach them down onto the wreath form. Last thing I needed to do was add my silver berries all over my Christmas wreath, and this gave it a nice touch, and that completes this DIY. I absolutely love how this wreath turned out. It is so simple and easy, yet it makes such a statement piece in my home decor for this Christmas season. I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. For my next DIY, I am using this Dollar Tree tinsel candy cane, and I want to make it into a candied candy cane, if that makes any sense at all. I will show you here in a second. I started off by removing everything from the wreath. So I took off the little hanger. Next, I'm taking off the bow and these little snowflakes, but I am saving them for another DIY. The next thing I did was try to find where these little tinsel wraps started off so that I can start removing them. Now, I was going to originally remove all of the tinsel from the candy cane itself, but just for right now, I only removed the green one. Looking back, I really should have just removed everything. It would have gave me a flat slate to work with, but nonetheless, I really still loved how this one turned out. Now that the green tinsel is removed, I needed to cover up the holes that I just created. So I took some of this ribbon that I purchased from Dollar Tree a couple years back. I just cut it down to size, and then I placed it over the hole that I created, and then I'm going to hot glue it down onto itself. I continue doing this until each one of those holes are filled and hot glued down. I then place that candy cane to the side because now it's time to work on my glass fillers. For this project, I'm using pink, blue, silver, and white. To make my glass fillers go a little further, I wanted to cut them in half to give me double of what I needed for this project. I will continue cutting them down until each one is cut in half. This does take a little bit of time, but once you get a good rhythm, it goes by fairly quickly. I did use an X-Acto knife. If you use sharp objects, please be very careful. Now it's time to assemble everything together. I am using my hot glue gun, and I'm am starting from the bottom. So I am adding blue, pink as my first row, and then I will then add another row in all white. This will be the stripe of my candy cane, or my candied candy cane. My next row will be silver, and then I will continue that pattern going all the way up my candy cane. But for the next row of the blue and pink, I will add 2 layers of that. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. I am just going to continue gluing them on, and then I covered the whole candy cane. Now here's how it looks after 1 layer of all the candies on top of the candy cane. I do add another layer on top of it just to hide some of those holes, but this completes this DIY.
Bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. And a cup of good cheer. We won't go until we get some.
Here is how my candy cane turned out after a couple layers added on top of it. I absolutely love it. This will be part of my children's Sweets Christmas Wonderland theme for this year, and they absolutely love it. And the best part, it only took a couple minutes to make. For my next DIY, I want to make some glass filler trees this year. So the first thing I did was take some cardstock, fold it onto itself, and then taped up the edges. I then took a pair of scissors and cut off the bottom part so that it can lay flush with the table. I have seen this decor all around stores every year, and I just thought it would be so much cheaper to make it myself. I did make a second cone, but just made it a little bit shorter. The next thing to do is take those glass fillers and start adding them to the bottom of the tree. It's best to work from the bottom going all the way to the top so that everything is nice and even. As you see here, I'm using the pattern red, gold, silver, and I will continue this all the way up. I do put the cone back on the table to make sure that everything is flush with the table so that it is nice and even when I place it onto the tabletop. I do suggest using your hot glue gun on the low setting so that it doesn't burn those foam balls and it will dry faster. Like I mentioned earlier, I do continue this pattern until I go all the way up the tree. Now I did make a second tree. The second tree has multi-colors on it because I wanted it to go with my kids' Christmas Wonderland theme, but that completes this DIY.
Tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a happy New Year.
Here is how my Christmas trees turned out. I absolutely love them. They're so fun and festive, and they took no time at all. I got into a really good rhythm, put on a good music in the background, and these were done in no time. Once again, here is a quick overview of everything that I have created today using glass fillers from the Dollar Tree. These were really fun and easy, simple to do, and they took less than 5 minutes to make. I really am sure that you will love them just as much as I do. I would really love to know which one was your favorite DIY out of all the DIYs that I created in this video. Leave me a comment down below. If you are new here, I hope you stick around by hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video, and I would love for you to be part of my virtual art family. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help out my channel, and it lets me know that you love my DIYs as much as I love making them for you. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate all of you, and as always, I will see you in the next one.